She ghosted me, Ryan. Meghan Markle ghosted me.
Did she?
Well, for a lazy effing grifter, she sure moves fast, this woman, when she wants to. Met Harry in July 2016. Yeah, right, because we all believe that story. Official statement confirming their relationship, November 2016. Engaged, November 2017. Married, May 2018. Makes it into the Urban Dictionary, December 2018. I think we've overlooked her best achievement so far. This is what Spotify should have paid her for. And at that point, she had merely Markled, well, the entire Markle family.
But everybody, it's not just me, everybody in the family, both sides of the family, have been ghosted by her now.
Childhood friends, former husband, or husbands, depending on which rumours you believe, ex-boyfriend, and her British contacts that had elevated her social status.
Met her, we were best friends. She ghosted me.
And much more was yet to come, including markling her poor dog Bogart. But after what happened to Guy, seriously, Bogart, I think it was all for the better that she abandoned you with neighbours. You are the happiest Markled story of them all. And then, one by one, everyone that she'd grifted off to get to her status of duchess, one by one they were all Markled.
Yet, as a spin-off of Suits gears up for filming next month, many of the Duchess of Sussex's former colleagues and celebrity friends who graced her 2018 wedding reveal a stark silence in their communication with her.
And she couldn't just Markle her own friends and family on her rise to the top. She'd snared the dumb prince in her web by markling everybody in her past who could have told him about the lies and the schemes that she was up to. Now she had to keep him. So now she had to Markle all of his friends and family.
Let's look at the facts. Since she arrived in Harry's life, he has fallen out with his father, his brother, his stepmother and his sister-in-law. And he's fallen out with his country. He was once more popular than Queen Elizabeth herself.
And of course, for the most part, it's little Miss Markle herself who has done the markling. But in some cases, she's actually the one markled. And that's what I want to talk about today. How the Markler has become the Marklee. And her days are numbered. I mean, seriously, the only reason anybody ever talks about her now is to ridicule her.
You've become a laughing stock there as well.
But even laughing at her is going to get old too. I mean, seriously, how many times can we laugh at the same joke? And that's all she is now. She's just a joke. So I'm not going to talk about individual people who've markled her. We need something much more grandiose for our Duchess of Delusion. We're going to see how she gets markled by whole countries due to her rude, insulting, entitled behaviour.
They are so out of touch. They are, people are just turned their backs on them, not only in the UK, but even here in Australia. I think they're so far down the road of being disliked, it's almost impossible to turn things around now.
So she's clearly lost England and Australia. And based on what I heard at the Pat Tillman Awards last week, she's lost America too. People were shouting as they were leaving early, disrupting everything because they're so goddamn rude and entitled. People were shouting, she's no Princess of Wales, send them back to the UK. So I'm calling it. I'm putting America on the list too. So what's next? Nigeria? Need I say more? She goes to a conservative country wearing little more than weaponized bronzer. She is so embarrassing. And then she turns up hours late to events because she's so rude and entitled.
She needs to go to Nigeria and learn some Nigerian manners.
And here she is again, back in the Urban Dictionary. It's her greatest achievement so far. Don't be a Meghan, Meghan. Stop being so rude and self-entitled. Next, she preaches her word salad about mental health to people who have real tangible problems because she is tone deaf. She flaunts her wealth in a poor country. Read the room, Meghan. And here we go again, back in the Urban Dictionary. Please don't Meghan Markle us, Meghan Markle. Stop complaining and being a victim when you actually have a privileged life. We can all see you, Meghan. She turns her back on people talking to her, turns her nose up at gifts, steals Harry's gifts, and bulldozes everyone to be first and the centre of attention. The woman has no self-awareness. She is the only person who exists, and it is all about me, Meghan. And despite the First Lady of Nigeria sending her a very clear message,
you know, we see the way they dress, they keep forgetting that Nigeria, we are beautiful. We don't accept nakedness in our culture. Why did Meghan come here looking for Africa?
they want to continue their worldwide privacy tour because Nigeria was such a success. Well, bring it on! I can't wait for the next instalment of the Meghan Cringe Show. Slutty footage of tone-deaf and rude Meghan on her worldwide You Will Markle Me tour. If I don't get too much second-hand cringe and embarrassment, it'll be a right laugh. And moving on swiftly to the next country that she got herself markled from. Who remembers the fire in the housing unit in South Africa? Again, in a country with real problems, and she talks about a fire that never was, in a housing unit that was actually a mansion. The incident that never happened in Archie's bedroom, but he wasn't even in the bedroom at the time of the fire, and she was forced to continue her royal engagements. Oh, the monsters! In the very country where they danced and celebrated in the streets when an unknown white-passing cable actress married a British prince. No wonder she had to tell the British media how difficult life as a duchess really is.
Others who were on the trip now recall the incident differently. No one can remember an actual fire breaking out. And while a heater in the room was smoking, it was unplugged and dealt with.
You know, I was on that trip. I think a lot of the guys were on that trip, and there was no reports in any of the papers or any of the agencies or anything about fire engines being called to the residents. The simple truth was that they weren't. And it seems that there's Meghan's truth and the truth.
And that is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth of this situation. There is a world of difference between Meghan Markle's truth and whatever goes on in her crazy head, and the truth as the rest of the world sees it. And so countries like England and America that have had to put up with her antics on a full-time basis have had countless reasons to markle her.
They've lost the public support over here. The US media has got bored with them continually moaning about the way they've been treated.
The pair have successfully isolated pretty much every country they've visited.
And your reasons for markling her? Well, based on your comments on my lazy effing grifter video, they range from the engagement interview to Oprah interview to the Netflix mockumentary to New York car chase to Invictus. So please, keep them coming. I love reading your comments and we can have a laugh together about her. So let me know in this video, have I missed out any countries, states, communities that have markled her for her behaviour? Let me know. And of course, one of the biggest comments was your absolute outrage about the Pat Tillman Award. But this is another way that she manages to get markled by countries where they haven't actually witnessed and suffered her bad behaviour firsthand because she hasn't stepped foot into the country. But they quite simply hate her for her audacity of collecting fake awards.
They don't, I think we shouldn't say that they win awards. They don't win them, they get gifted them by the sorts of people they hang out with.
And we all have eyes. We all saw the looks everyone was giving them for actually showing up to collect an award that Pat Tillman's mother, the British Army, and over 75,000 people on a petition all said he shouldn't accept. Yet this one, after manhandling him with the claw, starts a standing ovation, minus Venus Williams, with her steel clapping and rictus grin, while the hero of the day forces real veterans, real heroes, to stay on stage with him to use them as human shields against the booing crowd. Shame on him! Oh my God! And just look at the body language on these photos. Just look at the distance that the real heroes put between themselves and Harry. And just look at them with their heads down, sad faces, defensive arms crossed, or help me, holding hands, give me your strength body language. This is what turns people off them. This is what gets them markled. For every award they have collecting dust in the Montecito Palace, they lose the respect of yet another country, another community, another reporter spreading the news. Whether it be the Pat Tillman Award that shows Bunker Harry in all his glory, the People's Choice Award for a failed podcast that earned her the prestigious title of Lazy Effing Grifter, or the Ripple of Hope Award for their fight against racism within the British royal family that only actually existed in Meghan's head and in Meghan's truth. They are exposing themselves and they are being markled at an exponential rate that even the Queen Markler herself couldn't imagine. And if the worldwide Markle Me tour doesn't work, or the Markle Me Awards ceremony still has people in doubt, well then she just gets herself markled with her own bad PR.
Meghan tries so hard to paint a picture and to paint a very inauthentic picture. And because they push this narrative so hard and because they put so much content out there, it's easy to catch them in their lies, and it's easy to catch them in their dishonesty.
She tries so hard to be popular, but she's just so unlikable that she actually creates her own bad publicity. She actually markles herself just as much as she markles anyone else. The irony of it. She got Harry markled, she's got herself markled. Take a bow, Meghan, it's the final curtain.